Welcome to episode 2. Let's talk about treadmills. Now, we normally have a bad time with treadmills because we normally think of them in terms of free to play games and MMOs. Those are really abusive treadmills that are intended to exploit the player. So, yeah, not a great time. But treadmills are a fundamental pacing concept, and you can find them in every kind of game. RPGs are just a giant stack of treadmills. So why are they good in some games and bad in others? It's all about how they're applied and why you apply them. So, when do you want to apply a treadmill, and what sort of treadmill are we talking about? How does it actually work? What is going on? Well, let's use an example of Minecraft. Why not? Let's talk about Minecraft and its many treadmills. So, fundamentally, a treadmill is about the player choosing to do something over and over and over in hopes of increasing some statistic or some element of the game. But it's not a simple factor of higher numbers versus higher numbers. If all that happens is that the numbers increase, that's a bad treadmill. That's an abusive treadmill. It does nothing to help you. On the other hand, if your treadmill guides the player gently into more content, more complex gameplay, then it's a good treadmill. And a good example of this is Minecraft's pick. So, when you first start the game encourages you to make a pick out of wood. And then it turns and says, the next pick is rock. And then, the next pick, iron. And then it goes down and you start to get more and more of these things. But one of the things that's worth noticing is that as the picks go up in strength, the player mines down ever further, and in the process uncovers more and more of the Minecraft world. Oh my gosh, lava! Oh, crap. I fell in. Don't mine straight down, kids. Let's go over here. Okay. Ooh. Slimes! Ah! Slimes! Oh no, run away! And so on and so forth. Oh, look at this, a giant mining chamber. What the hell's up with this? I didn't build this. So you're introducing the player to more and more of your content via this gentle guiding hand. The treadmill of creating a better pick is, it sounds, if you're coming at it strictly from a gameplay is skill perspective, having a better pick doesn't make you any more skilled. It's just a treadmill. You just have to go to another place and get better materials and make a better mining equipment, better pick, and it just is slightly better at mining most things and can mine one more thing, which is the thing that builds the next pick. So, it's a treadmill, but it's a great one. This is a great treadmill. It teaches you everything you need to know about the underworld by inviting you to explore it. It's like, okay, you have a pick now, you need a better pick, go deeper. Find out more about the game. And I think that that is an ideal treadmill. The best thing about this treadmill is that it's entirely player-driven, and that's something that most people don't seem to understand. You see, a treadmill isn't like a motorized device in this case. We're not talking about a treadmill which has an engine in it. We're just talking about something that the player stands on, and as they walk, it rolls backwards. It's player driven. The player is the one that propels the treadmill. The player is the one that hops on. The player is the one that hops off. When the player is on the treadmill, they can walk at whatever rate they want. If they want to sprint, they can sprint. If they want to amble along, they can amble along. And that is the fundamental joy of a treadmill. It allows you to pull the player into your game at a rate that they feel comfortable with. And this may be the best treadmill I have ever seen. Now, Minecraft isn't the first person to do this, first game to do this, and they're certainly not the only one on the market right now. Even there are tons of games that do the same basic idea of having a tiered tool, but most of them are too heavy-handed. Most of them are like, oh yes, well, in order to go from area A to area B, you're going to need to upgrade your tool. This is so much more elegant. This isn't like, oh, in order to go from area A to area B, you have to upgrade. No. This is, if you want to upgrade your tool, you're going to have to go to area B. And fundamentally, it pushes the player without touching them. It just kind of opens a door and kind of gestures. There are a lot of other kinds of treadmills. One of the other famous kinds of treadmills is the ever popular RPG treadmill, where you go up in stats. I learned a new spell. Zappy. Now, a lot of people who don't like RPGs kind of think that gaining levels in an RPG is largely about making numbers go up. But that's not the case. Obviously, numbers do go up, and the sense of progress you get from being able to beat up on monsters that you're having trouble with is palpable. But the numbers aren't simply increasing. You're getting a different variety of options as you move through the game. When you learn a new spell, it's not usually just the previous spell plus 10% extra damage. Usually the new spell opens up new tactics or new ways of playing against certain enemies. Similarly, a fighter might learn new techniques that have him more capable in different kinds of ways. It's not simply that numbers go up. Your experience is slowly evolving. And this is a way very similar to what I just talked about. And I'm sorry about the hammering in the background. He hasn't stopped yet, so I'm just going to record anyway. In Minecraft, it introduces you to the rest of the game by telling you to build better and better equipment. But in an RPG, they're introducing you to new ways to tactically fight in this game, new tactical options by leveling you up. And normally you get the option to level up in a variety of ways. So you can choose which of these paths you want to take, which of these you want to explore first. And it's a treadmill that allows you to explore the game content in a very fluid and player-driven way. So don't abandon treadmills. Treadmills are great. Just don't abuse your players with them. And that's it. Hopefully you could hear me over the hammering.